Dobrý den všem. My name is Benjamin Helge. I am an LCMS missionary serving in the Eurasia region in the city of Havířov in the Czech Republic. And today we are in my kitchen and we're going to make a traditional Czech dish called bramborové knedlíky s uzeným masem. It's boiled potato dumplings that are stuffed with some smoked meat and onions. It's delicious, so let's get to it. To make our dough, we're gonna need some potatoes, some coarse flour, 1 egg, some cornstarch and salt, and the filling all we're gonna need is some ham, some smoked meat. I got some bacon here, an onion, and some pork fat. First, we're gonna wash our potatoes and boil them until they're cooked. We wanna leave the skins on, and we're gonna peel them afterwards. All right, our potatoes are washed. They're in some cold water, and now I'm gonna add a nice amount of salt just so we flavor the potatoes a bit from the inside, and we're gonna boil them until they're soft. All right, our potatoes are on the stove. We're gonna wait for them to boil, and you just gotta check them. It depends how big your potatoes are. While our potatoes boil, we are going to chop up our meat into little tiny cubes, as well as our onion. We're gonna dice that up, and then we're gonna cook it in some pork fat. Onions are cut up, our ham is diced up as well. We're just gonna cook it on the stove in a little pork fat till it's nice and juicy, till the onions have caramelized a bit, and that's all our filling is. If you want to add a little salt, you can, but you probably don't need it because your meat is already salty enough. All right, I've added the onions, the bacon, and the pork fat to our pan. Just gonna give it a little stir, let it cook down, and then we'll taste it to see how it is in a few minutes. Our potatoes are boiling as well. We'll check on those shortly. We're on the way. Okay, our potatoes have finished cooking. They are tender. You can see the skin's already peeling off a little bit. We're gonna let those cool before we peel them. And our filling is also done. It's gonna hang out here. I added just a little bit of salt and a little bit of caraway. Caraway is a very valuable spice here in Czech cuisine. Our potatoes have cooled now, at least a little bit. I also put on a pot of water, a big pot of water on the stove to boil, because we're gonna boil our potato dumplings after we make them. So now we're just gonna peel our potatoes and mash them up. Here we go. Potatoes are mashed, they're looking pretty good. If you got a few clumps in there, that's okay. So now we're just gonna I'm gonna use a spoon. You could use your hands too. I'm just gonna spread it out, and we're gonna dust it with the corn starch or your potato starch, whatever. We're gonna add the rest of our ingredients, our flour, our egg, and our salt. Okay, once our dough has come together nicely, I'm gonna just take a little extra flour, dust it on the top so it doesn't stick to my hands. You could roll out the dough, but I'm just gonna use my hands. We got our filling here, and I got just a small sheet pan. We're gonna put the dumplings on once we stuff them. So here's my trick. I put some flour on my hands. I grab a golf ball size amount of flour, and I'm just gonna work it down. If it's a little sticky, toss some more flour on there. I'm gonna work it down until I have a nice little circle. Then, the fun part, we're gonna take a scoop, 2, 3, really stuff it up. I like a lot of filling in there. And I then take it, fold it in half, and also kind of fold the other side in half. We just gotta seal it now. So any way that works, look on the other side, see how we're doing. Roll it into a nice ball. Oh, if it busts open, never mind. Just use your dough, work it, and okay, we're looking pretty good. We don't want too much air in there. So once it is combined, all set, we're just gonna let it rest here until we're ready to boil all of them. So let's make the rest of them. We've got all of our dumplings made. Now we're just gonna clean up a little bit. Our pot of water is boiling nicely, and here are our dumplings. All we're gonna do, we're gonna take them, you can just use your hands and simply drop it into the water. Be careful, don't burn yourselves. And we're gonna let them boil for about 8 minutes. You know, they should float to the top then, and you'll know they're done, but we need probably at least 8 minutes. If you got a big pot and 6 of them fit, perfect. If not, do them in different batches so that they can boil. Melt some pork fat in a very small pan and add to it some chopped onion, finely chopped onion, because it's gonna make this really wonderful topping for your dumplings. There we go. Give it a little stir, and we're just gonna let that kind of cook down, crisp up, and make this amazing topping. Cook it until it's like golden brown. Take it off. Also, here's our dumplings. They're floating on the top. They got just a tiny bit longer, and then we'll take them out and let them rest for a moment. All right, our onions are looking great. They're browning up nicely. They're gonna give it a nice caramelized flavor on the top. And our dumplings, the timer just went off. They're floating on the top. I think they are done. It's been about 8 minutes. You know, a little longer won't hurt it either. So we're just gonna take them out and put them on our platter and let them cool down. Remember those onions we had? Yeah, they're just gonna go right on top. I got them here. They're nice and golden. So we're just gonna take a spoonful, put it right on the top. Oh yes, look at that. Wonderful. And here we have our final product. Oh, I can't wait to eat one of these. I'm gonna put it on my plate right now. Yeah, let's cut into this so you can see what it looks like. Oh yes, perfect, perfect. Here, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but all right, inside our filling is there. The dumpling is cooked just fantastic. It may look like they're not very big, but this recipe made about 6 dumplings. I think it's plenty for 2 people. Nice lunch, even dinner. Thank you so much for watching. It has been my pleasure to teach you this recipe. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email. You can find it linked here somewhere, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. God bless your day. God bless this year, and may He continue to use you to share His love and His gospel wherever He takes you. Thank you for joining us in the Eurasia region here. Again, my name is Benjamin Helge. Have a wonderful day. Ahoy.